Hello, everyone. My name is Gary, and I'll be talking about the character on the screen, whose name is Naruto. Today's talk is about how, as a business owner, we can go through tough times and overcome them. Not just for business owners, actually. I think anyone who faces a challenge in life can learn from Naruto and his power ability called Sage Mode. There'll be 3 stages to this chat. What happened fictionally in Naruto, the anime series, how we can use Naruto's power as a way of thinking in today's world, and my personal tips on how to achieve the equivalent of Sage Mode in real life as we encounter challenges. Firstly, Naruto is a manga and anime series. The main character is called Naruto. He is a ninja that, with his fellow ninjas, is responsible for the protection of a village called Konoha. The anime and manga series was created by a Japanese person called Masashi Kishimoto. At one stage in Naruto, a seemingly impossible to defeat enemy by the name of Pain comes, and he's destroying the village of Konoha. It's a situation where villagers are dying, buildings are completely being obliterated, and this village in which everyone grew up in and takes pride in is just disappearing in destruction. Naruto, who is a young ninja, has this seemingly impossible challenge of protecting his village against pain. The way that he manages to defeat pain in the end is by going through an intense training where, with a lot of discipline, he gets to a higher level, a higher state of mind. This state of mind or power level is called Sage Mode, which is the title of this talk. In Naruto's Sage Mode, and thank you to naruto.fandom.com for this, Naruto has to remain very still. His mind must be very clear. He must be focused. And his physical and spiritual energies should be at one with his natural surroundings. In the actual anime, the scene is quite inspiring. He's in a mountainous landscape and he's meditating, not letting anything distract him except his one goal, which is to obtain a higher state of mind. And in real life, this is similar to what a monk does. So let's read the quote. In order to enter Sage Mode, the gatherer must remain absolutely still in order to be one with nature and balance the natural energy with their own physical and spiritual energies. Now, to a busy business owner, this might sound a bit wishy-washy. I understand. The principles of it, though, is to be calm, to be so calm that you're not letting your energy be distracted off to smaller things like a notification from social media or worrying about what might be in the future. In the face of a challenge, we can learn from Naruto, where in the when encountering a seemingly overwhelmingly powerful enemy, he accepted that, okay, this is a terrible situation. His village is getting destroyed. He accepted it. It might have taken him some time because he needed to process the grief of people around him dying, the building and the village that the buildings and the village that he loves being obliterated. He might have taken some time to accept it, but he did. And then he took action. So, in parallel to facing a challenge in real life, it's important that we learn to accept and not to let ourselves get distracted. Okay. There are several ways which we could get distracted by escapism. You could just go on Instagram and watch cute cat videos or funny memes. Or you could get distracted by worrying about the future and being so paralyzed consequently that you're not able to do anything. What Naruto does when he enters Sage mode is he has one highest purpose. He has one singular goal, which is to protect his village. And I encourage you to think about what is your highest purpose. Okay, so the two principles to take away in the face of a challenge, no matter how enormous, is accept it, and it doesn't matter however long you take to accept it. Once you reach that stage, then take action. And that action can be very small steps. But as long as they are steps forward, then you're on your way. In the anime, Naruto, even though he obtained Sage Mode, this power level in which his stamina, his strength, his mental perception were super increased, even though he obtained Sage Mode, it still took him a lot of time to defeat pain eventually. Okay. So in relation to today's world, around the world, business owners are experiencing challenges, not just business owners, everyday people. And I think a lot of us can feel the pain that inflation is inflicting. There's a higher cost for everyday items like groceries, higher cost for petrol to drive our car in general, a higher cost of living. And if you're a business owner, for example, a restaurant owner, you're going to face the challenge of paying your staff, needing to pay your staff more so that they can afford everyday life. But at the same time, you're receiving less income because less customers are coming into your restaurant because they can't spend that much. So for a lot of business owners at the moment in this inflation heavy economy, the situation is not unlike Naruto's village when pain arrived. It's a, excuse my language, a shitstorm. In a situation like this, think about what Naruto did. He accepted that it was a dire, terrible situation. He took some time to process it, like in the picture on the left, a monk does when he sits still and remains calm. Naruto tries to align all of his physical and spiritual energies with his natural surroundings. Similar to what we might do when we go outside and go for a walk, take deep breaths. And when facing seemingly impossible challenges, we can mirror what Naruto did by being absolutely still, keeping our mental energies as still as a pond of water. We're not wasting our energies by distractions like a vibrating phone or a notification from social media. Or we're not wasting our energies by thinking about, oh, how are we going to go through and come out on top of this challenge? The singular focus and direction of all energy is towards actions we can take to overcome the challenge. So conservation of energy towards only what is necessary matters. Singular focus. A symbol of this is the Rasengan, which is an ability of Naruto's where he concentrates a ball of energy, which he can then use to smash through walls, enemies, anything in his path. It's an analogy to how we can think when we face problems. Like a monk, let yourself be guided by stillness. Do not let your energies be distracted and wasted on distractions. And focus your being on what you need to do towards fixing the problem, which might be getting more revenue for your business, how to bring more diners into your restaurant, working with your staff to improve operations, working with your accountant to minimize costs where possible. Like Naruto does when he's training, keep your mind stable and still. Again, don't let it be drawn towards little distractions that ultimately don't matter. Because if you do that, you're using unnecessary energy. Approach problems and seemingly impossible challenges like a monk does. Be singular, be mentally focused, and ultimately, what you will be able to do is overcome this seemingly impossible challenge. My biggest tip to overcome seemingly impossible challenges is think of your highest purpose. If you let yourself sit still and reflect, everyone has one. It might be to support your family. It might be to support your staff. If you think about what your highest purpose is, then your actions become a must. They don't become a choice. You just do rather than worry or get distracted. Like Naruto did, think about your highest purpose. His highest purpose was to protect his village. Ultimately, that was what gave him all of the motivation to achieve Sage Mode and defeat pain.